Hi Aries, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Extended Monthly Tarot for the month of December 2023. Hope your week is going great. I am still getting over whatever virus I got from my daughter. It has been rough, but I do want to thank everybody who was in the comments giving me well wishes, because even though I'm still not feeling the best, I am feeling much better than I was last week. We're going to just do a quick recap of your November, and right off the bat want to say it's important that we continue to do the work, okay? There is a shift happening for you, but faith is going to be a big theme, I'd say, in December. And not faith necessarily, religious, spiritual, but just faith in the process, okay? Because a lot of us have been called, especially fire signs, to do shadow work. And it's not always easy, is it? But for you especially, Aries, there's going to be a big theme about doing some shadow work, especially because Sagittarius season that started on the 22nd November gave us some momentum, especially for fire signs, igniting that fire and wanting to move forward fast. However, Mercury is going retrograde on the 13th of December. So we're going to start feeling that urge to slow down, which might go against the grain, if you will, of what you want to be doing. However, I would really advise everybody in the collective to utilize Mercury retrograde to take that time to reflect, especially when it comes to communication, okay? And if you're making plans as far as like career, I would really pay attention to utilizing that energy. And what's lovely is we also have Neptune going direct in Pisces on December 6th. So that should really give us some energy to really hold on to the faith, all right, and trust the process, because we are wanting to still remind ourselves that Saturn in Pisces is really encouraging us to rise up to the challenge. And that challenge is going to be really connected to your theme from November, which was asking yourself, how do you show your shadow? I'm sorry, not your shadow, but technically your shadow. How do you show your fire to others? Do you want to, provide warmth and light? Or if we, allow our shadow to take the lead, are we, warding people off with our fire because we're scared, right? Out of fear. And then cause end up burning people with our fire, because that's not the energy we want. And at the end of the day, I really think a lot of this is a culmination for you of like this emotional evolution is really what I'm getting. Okay, Aries. So if you can see it like that, like, especially when triggers are always going to be there. That's the thing that people, misconceive when it comes to shadow work, is this idea of like, okay, I just, watch this meditation or do this book and then like I'm done, like I'm over my shadow. And it's like, it's a part of who you are, and those triggers are always going to be there. It's just how we react. All right. You can't control how other people act, but you can control how you react. All right. And those shadow videos are coming, I promise. I plan on doing that during winter break. But a quick little recap if you want to look into it. The way I perceive it is your rising sign. Look at the opposite of your rising sign, okay? And then look at the opposite of your sun sign. So the opposite of your rising is what you project when it comes to your shadow. And the opposite of your sun sign is what you reject. So really reflect on that and see how you can use those lessons when it comes to how we react when we are triggered to work through this, because all of this, I believe, we are just going through conscious evolution, okay, collectively. And once you can do that, that's when you are able to shine and charge forward, because I really think the more of us that can do this, the more other people are going to go, wow, how are you able to overcome that? And then, I did my shadow work. It's really about spreading the word, right? Because it's something that we all have to do. So don't single yourself out if you have reactionary emotions that maybe are a little bit more fiery than other people, because other people show their shadow in a quiet, dismissive way. You know what I mean? So it's not saying that one person's shadow is worse than another person's shadow, because a reminder, it's a part of who you are. You have to embrace it. We are who we are, okay? but we can control on how we react. And that's where the lesson of the shadow comes in. So for you, especially with December, Aries, you're probably going to be focused on career. And so like I said, it's really important to take that Mercury retrograde time to really, figure out if there's any holes in your plans, okay? Because that's the gift we have for this retrograde, is all the pieces are coming together. And this is kind of just a way to make sure before we move forward anymore that we're not missing anything, dot those I's and cross those T's, if you will. So I think we should get into your extended. Also, too, that new moon that is going to be in, when is that new moon? December 21st in Capricorn. That could really rise some of your shadow side, okay? So really pay attention to that, because new moons are about new, right? New beginnings, new relationships, new careers, new intentions, new projects. But there might be like a little tinge of doubt in there. So just be mindful of it. And I also recommend for weekly astrology, checking out Stillwater Alchemy. They have wonderful week-to-week astrology updates. And those really touch on, the houses that are affected each week. So really utilize that energy, because it's, like a weather forecast, just check to see what the weather astrologically is going to be like every week. Also, Pam Gregory, Donna Stellhorn, Heather Ensworth, wonderful channels as well that you can dive more into the astrology. So let us dive in here, okay? All right, let's see what we got for Aries for the month of December 2023. Yeah, so do the work, okay? Like the shuffle just reminded me, do the work because it's liberating you. And that's where we're all leading to, is liberation, okay? So please be mindful that collectively we all deserve to shine. We all deserve to be liberated from the shackles, if you will, of our shadow. And like I said, the more of us that can individually do our shadow work, the less of a hold the Capricorn paradigm shadow has on us as we transition to the Aquarian age. Wow. All right. Seeing this as your situation is just reaffirming everything I said. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Wow. All right. I'm going to clarify that at the end too. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to hold that off. I don't think you can see it. Okay, good. All right. Overall energy for the month of December is the King of Cups. So this is what I was saying in the beginning, that you're in the midst of an emotional evolution, Aries, okay? So don't see the negative of this, okay? Because all of the things that are pushing you, again, that Saturn energy, Saturn direct since November 4th, all of that energy is guiding you to build your resilience, to do this work that elevates you to this next level, right? That elevates you to this liberation. So this is where, the shadow, like the hold the shadow has on us comes from fear, guilt, and shame. So when that triggers in us, right, we need to reflect on why we're feeling the way we're feeling and to not beat ourselves up about it, because you're meant to do this work, all right? Because I just really am getting like emotional evolution. I think that's going to be the title of your December extended, all right? But really make sure to pay attention to your dreams too, because your subconscious talks to you within your dreams, and your shadow lies in your subconscious. So if you can, for the month of December, I would encourage you to leave a notepad and pen next to your bed. Write down everything, specifically detailed of your dreams that you can right when you wake up. Even if it's in the middle of the night, I would recommend writing it down. And then, look up the symbolism of that, especially like doing a summary of it, like from week to week, okay? And then connecting the dots, because I guarantee you that there's a connection for what your dreams are trying to tell you, especially during this month, okay? But this is guiding you to where you want to be. And also, this isn't for everybody, but some of these emotional triggers can be really, can be related to a father energy or like an older male energy. So take that how it resonates, masculine, if you will, doesn't have to be, a man, but take it how it will. Some masculine, like older masculine energy or father figure could be what we're healing. Okay. All right. So the Knight of Swords in this position is that my Echo Dot just reconfirmed what I was thinking. But the Knight of Swords in this position is saying that you need to rise up to the challenge, okay? And especially when it comes mentally, I feel like there's this energy of you tell yourself this is what you want to do, right? Like you want to get over these triggers. You want to heal this part of yourself. And you need to believe in that more. You really need to speak that into existence. You need to think it into existence. So when, like I said, you really have to stay focused on standing up for what you believe in and allowing that sense of freedom, staying connected to that sense of freedom that will come from you doing this work, okay? Because something needs to be cleared from your thoughts. Something needs to be cleared energetically, emotionally, mentally. And so the more that you can align with this energy of rising up to the challenge, the better off you're going to be. So this is interesting to see the Death card in this position because this is what you have like the right amount of, okay? And so I take this as you are ready to release. You are ready to discard these old beliefs because there's something about some old beliefs you have, some old fears that your shadow is using to keep you in a certain cycle. But you have the right amount of energy to release that. Okay. And so especially with that Gemini full moon on the 27th of November, if you were able to release some of that energy during that time, because Gemini is connected to communication, it's an air sign. There's something really when it comes to thoughts that you have that need to be released, but I really think that you're in the right position to do that. So that's honestly really, really amazing to see. All right. So the Seven of Cups in this position is indicating that you might, okay, now this isn't for everybody, but you might be seeing things with rose-tinted glasses when it comes to not facing your shadow. Like we can downplay things. We can over-idealize the past, right? And then for other people, it's this concept of like thinking there's too many choices. Well, I don't know what to choose, so I'm just going to stay where I am, okay? We really need to get this in control and really choose a path and stick with it. All right. Because no matter what cup you pick, it'll take you to where you want to go. It's just how long is it going to take? You know what I mean? But either way, just pick a path and go with it. All right. This is what I love is the 10 of Cups in this position. You just have to change your perspective, okay? Emotionally, mentally, I think that there's this sense of like this lack mindset. And it's easy to get into, all right? Especially too when we see what's happening collectively in the world, all right? But this is in the position of what you can change, all right? So we really need to see contentment, happiness, fulfillment, all right? If you're in a lack mindset, it's going to bring more lack, all right? Because even when you're setting intentions, like if you're saying, you want more money, it means you don't have enough money, like things like that, right? If you're saying that you want a new relationship because the one you have is awful, you're showing that, you're in an awful position, okay? So we really want to get back to like the sense of confidence, all right? And not getting stuck in a lack mindset, okay? And Seven of Swords in this position is indicating to me, because this is what you need to accept. So there is something that happens, some sense of betrayal. And you've gotten this message before. I don't recall when, but this indicates some sort of betrayal. like, you know, the rug getting pulled out from underneath you, feeling like somebody has hidden motives. But you got to let it go, okay? And not let it go as in pretend it didn't happen. You have to see it for the lesson that it was, okay? Because remember, we project our shadow and other people project their shadow onto us. And so when we do that shadow work, other people's shadows don't have that power over us when we can heal our own shadow. And so whatever this is, when you get to doing that shadow work, you're going to see the lesson that's in there. And not only the lesson that's in there, but where it comes from within you. And that can be a hard lesson, okay? But when we do that, we can, and it's not saying that you have to say like, by doing your shadow work that, well, that person like is right, you know what I mean, to like do what they did. That is not what that means. Because I've been in situations where I can see how my shadow elevated a situation. It doesn't mean that I was wrong to do what I did. However, I can see where that fear came from, right? That activated that fear. So that putting this to rest doesn't mean that you have to pretend it didn't happen. Or even forgive the person, and like, if this is a person, you know, and bring them back into your life. It's just saying, I accept what has happened and I'm ready to elevate myself and move on. So the end of the month is ending with the 5 of Wands. And so this is your shadow. I'm sorry to tell you, Aries, but you have so much of your shadow, okay? But remember, the end goal is this emotional evolution, right? This is ruled by Saturn and Leo. And so I really think a lot of this has to do with your ego, okay? Now, it can be, and so we're going to get some past life energy too, so we'll dive into that. But it could be that something in your past made you feel like you have to emit this sense of boldness and confidence to show people like you're deserving or worthy or whatever, you know what I mean? And so this power struggle, even if it's in your external world, we have to remember the root of it always comes from our shadow, okay? It always roots in our shadow. But whatever this is, we just really need to be careful that we choose our battles wisely, okay? Because you know when to stay and when to walk away. And again, you cannot control how other people speak or act, but you can control how you react. And I think that this challenge, whatever this is allowing you to pause, reflect, and emotionally evolve, okay? Because I pulled a clarifier for the end of the month because I don't like seeing it end on a 5 of Wands without a clarifier. And you got the Emperor, which high is your energy. And what is this? This is confidence, assertiveness, stability. It's leading with confidence. Okay, so remember what I said too about that father energy. Like this is also related to that energy. And so this is, I feel like, that healed energy. So when you do this shadow work, you go through all of this, you get to stop hiding behind a mask and really show your fire exactly how it is with confidence, okay? And then that's when you provide warmth and light. This Emperor, he doesn't, you know, rule over his kingdom with fear. He rules over it with confidence. He doesn't need to be afraid because he treats everybody, you know, in a confident, authoritative manner that's assertive, but also has structure where, you know, everybody can find that structure within themselves. Okay. So I want to pull some past life energy because clearly this is some sort of emotional evolution that is connected to your shadow. So let us see what past life energy is going to help Aries for December 2023. Also, to Aries, something that's important for you is Chiron will be in Aries on December 26th, all right? Now, that's near the end of the month when all of this is happening. And so, like I was saying about, you know, this transformation, the astrology is really saying, too, that your life could take a positive turn, like aligning you with the people who are aligned with this new energy. And so really see whatever you're going through as this evolution, this conscious evolution, because I really do believe that even if this month is hard for us collectively, if we can stay aligned with knowing where we're going, not where we are, you know, that's what we need. Because when you're in the thick of it, you don't always see the lessons that are being taught to you, right? You don't always see where you're being guided to until you get there. And that's where that faith comes in. Like I said, so many of us need faith this month, okay? I mean, we have for a while, but remember, we're in the transition from the Capricorn paradigm to the Aquarian age. So giving you a big, warm Pisces hug, okay? All right, let's see. What past life energy is going to help Aries December 2023? All right, if I don't get one, I'm going to pull one here. If I don't get one in the next couple shuffles. There we go. And it landed on the Emperor. So let us see. So this is definitely, like I said, this is clearly related to this emotional evolution. All right, so you got the Orphan card. Now, as I always say, I read directly from the book with these past life energies because I'm always guided to do so. All right, you drew this card because you had one or more past lives as an orphan. This is creating a current life abandonment fear for you. In those lives where you didn't have your mother and father's protection, love, and support, you developed great strength and inner reliance, which continues to help you in this life. However, you may have also developed survival skills that are double-edged. These coping mechanisms help you get by, but they also blunt your heart and emotions. Wow, okay. Most likely, this card is a reminder to acknowledge that your true mother, father is God. And take that how it resonates. Like, these readings are not religious, but just the universe, let's say. You're also reminded that you have a family of choice consisting of friends and other loved ones, including your pets. In spiritual truth, it's impossible to be an orphan. This is really important, okay? Your true parent is always with you. If you tend to isolate yourself, you may benefit from seeking compassion support from an Emotions Anonymous group or even a qualified counselor. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that kind of existed. That might be something to look into, like emotional anonymous groups. But the big part of it is you're never too old to reparent yourself, okay? So if this is some energy that is with you, Aries, you're never too old to reparent yourself. So do the work because, like I said, like with Chiron going into Aries on December 26th, like you are aligning with those people. And this card is reaffirming that if we can do that shadow work and help heal this, that you're finding those people. Okay. Because, yeah, so there's definitely this sense of abandonment, all right? Like, and like I said, you're feeling like you're betrayed, but if you do that shadow work, you might actually see it for what it is. Because a reminder, like everybody is on their own journey, okay? And so when we could take a step back and do our shadow work, we might see that maybe we're just being guided to where we're meant to be, okay? And where we were isn't where we were meant to be. All right, so let's get an empowering question for Aries to help them with this journey, healing this orphan energy. But yeah, this is all about an emotional evolution you're going through. And so hang in there, Aries, okay? And just remember, too, collectively, we all go through this at some point in our lives. And not just sometimes some point, but multiple points in our lives. So, all right, let's get an empowering question for Aries for December 2023. All right. Oops. So your empowering question is, am I living according to expectations and dreams of others or of my own? How do I distinguish them from each other? All right, now let's get some crystal energy here. All right, let's find some crystal energy that is going to help Aries for the month of December 2023 for conscious and emotional evolution. Yeah, you're really being guided to to explore some new relationships here, Aries, okay? So like those times where you do feel, you know, because like I'm seeing like this like longing for people, you know, from the past, and you're just not getting through, and staying focused. Like you got to shift to see, because you know, there's people there for you. Okay, so your crystal energy is lapis lazuli, which is realization. All right, so please carry this around if you can. Have it next to you, especially like when you're, you know, meditating or like feeling triggered. I think the realization you need to have is that you need to shift your perspective. All right, you need to shift, instead of feeling, you know, lost or like betrayed, that you need to see that you're meant to shift to somewhere else to find people who maybe are going through the same thing you're going through. Okay, so take that how it resonates. But like, we don't want to get bogged down in like this cycle that we're being pushed to move away from, is really what I'm getting. But this realization is it comes from within, all right? All of this comes from within. And so the more that we can pay attention to that, the quicker we can start this healing process, because you're meant to discard some sort of belief or fear. And it's not saying to like, you know, find an echo chamber, you know, where people just agree with what you say. But I'm getting more of this sense of like connecting with people who are on the same healing journey. Like I'm just getting the sense of healing, right? That it's not about rejecting if other people, you know, if feel betrayed by you, for instance, you know, if that's where the Seven of Swords is coming from, but to just continue with healing in whatever capacity, okay? So let's get a clarifier to close this out. Also, don't forget to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more in-depth look at the month ahead. And please subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot if you did like this reading. And also comment if this reading does resonate with you. Share with others if you think it might resonate with them. If there's an Aries in your life too. Oops. Okay. Wow. All right. This is important because remember that Aries, Chiron and Aries, about aligning with people, right? You got the Five of Wands clarifier with the Five of Wands ending, but guess what? You also got the World, okay? The World is ruled by Saturn. This is karmic completion, all right? This is feeling your place in the universe. If you can, like I'm getting chills right now. If you can please, 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 please see this as it's meant to be healing you. There's just some healing that needs to be done emotionally, okay? If we can do this, that's when we're gonna feel this release in our place in the universe. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aries. It's very, very clear. Emotional evolution is the theme for you. You've got this though, please, okay? There are people there to support you who are going through what you're going through. And once this realization hits you, utilize that Mercury retrograde to do that, you know, inner work. Because remember, retrogrades are reflect. Mercury is how we communicate, how we think. All right, so there's no better time than middle of December to really dive within, okay, and heal this so that you can step into your amazing power. So have an amazing month of December, Aries, giving you a big, warm Pisces hug. Have a great month.